Alright, let's dive into one of the most fascinating motor vehicle injury claims you've probably never heard of. It's a real case, so buckle up, this one's going to be a ride. Meet the injured rider, a man with a background in mining and construction. He's worked in roles like serviceman, plant operator, labourer, you name it. But let me tell you, nothing could have prepared him for what happened in May. It was 5:30 in the evening on the 10th of May. The injured rider is cruising down Leech Highway on his Harley-Davidson, minding his own business. Then, out of nowhere, a Toyota sedan decides to change lanes, right into him. The guy gets thrown from his motorbike, and, well, he doesn't exactly bounce back. The result? A fractured wrist, grazes on his face, and low back pain. Not the kind of a ride he was expecting. But here's the twist. That wasn't the end of his misfortune. Fast forward to the 29th of October. The injured rider, determined, resilient, is back on his bike, thinking lightning won't strike twice, right? Wrong. He's on Stock Road in Coolbellup when a Mitsubishi Lancer fails to give way at an intersection. And once again, he's thrown off his motorcycle. This time, it's worse. A 25-centimetre laceration on his calf, torn knee ligaments, and shoulder pain that sticks around. You're probably thinking, 2 accidents in 1 year, this guy can't catch a break. And you'd be right. So what happens next? He files a claim, and not just any claim, a compensation claim that ends up being worth $136,109. Yes, you heard that right. But here's where things get interesting. The injured rider claimed he couldn't work due to his injuries. You'd think that's the end of the story, but hold on. Enter surveillance footage. Now, this wasn't just him strolling down the street. No, it showed him lifting car bonnets, flexing his back, cleaning truck chassis, basically doing everything you'd expect someone without debilitating injuries to do. It's like one of those moments where the audience goes, "Wait, what?" Doctors who had originally supported his disability claims began to change their tune. Take Mr. Robinson, an orthopaedic surgeon who initially backed the injured rider's claims but changed his mind after seeing that footage, or Dr. Phillips, who also reversed his opinion. Even Dr. Silbert concluded that the injured rider was fit for full-time work, despite his earlier restrictions, and that's not all. The court had some thoughts about this too. They weren't too thrilled with his, "I can't work, but I can lift heavy equipment" narrative. The judge wasn't buying it, and stated that he exaggerated the impact of his injuries. So what did the court decide? Well, they concluded that while the injured rider did suffer significant injuries, particularly in the second accident, his claim that he couldn't return to work full-time wasn't entirely convincing. The judge based this primarily on Dr. Silbert's assessment, which found the injured rider fit for work from April. Now, before you think he walked away empty-handed, remember that $136,000 payout? Yep, he still got it. The court agreed that while he might have exaggerated some of his claims, the second accident did cause real serious injuries, especially to his knee. So, no medal for honesty, but certainly a decent payday. But here's where it gets even more fascinating. The surveillance footage didn't strip away his entire case. In fact, the court awarded him $52,000 just for his lost earnings from the second accident alone. So despite the inconsistencies, the injured rider still came out on top. What's the takeaway from all of this? First, if you're in a motor vehicle accident, make sure to get a good lawyer. And second, maybe think twice before lifting heavy equipment when you're claiming you can't work. Just a thought. Oh, and a final twist. The surveillance footage might have raised a few eyebrows, but the court still acknowledged the seriousness of his knee and shoulder injuries. So, even though things got complicated, the injured rider walked away with his compensation intact. So next time you're out on the road, remember, 2 accidents in 1 year is too many. And if you're going to claim injury compensation, maybe keep the heavy lifting to a minimum